Hello everyone, this is Paramore Mike, and today we're going to be talking about something. On the Chopatch server, no one's on. I've got 45 deaths. They have mini games on here, and that's where most of those come from. Don't think anyone's killed me on this server before. But anyway, some of you may know about a certain thing that happened, and it caused it. I'll pick that up. Get out of it. But yeah, so something happened, and I'm not gonna name anyone that was involved. Obviously I was involved, and someone else, and it caused them to, oh, there's a cave. It caused them to make a video about it. And I want to voice my side of things, because in the video he mentioned that people had gone to him to basically call me names and stuff before they even heard my side of things, and those people can just go fuck themselves. I literally don't care anymore. If you have a problem with me, leave. I'm not stopping you. I honestly don't want you here. Why do you look deformed? But yeah, I don't want you here. If you're just going to judge me before you even give me a chance to say why I basically called them out on Twitter. But the only way I'm really going to be able to do that is by saying how things were. So there's two people, well, three including me, involved in this. I'm going to call one friend A and the other friend B. So basically, in December, I started getting, becoming a close friend to friend A, and they were inviting me to play almost every single night on Hypixel and stuff, playing Mega Walls all the time, which you would probably tell from videos and stuff. And then in January, one day someone signed onto Hypixel, that being friend B. And friend A asked me to invite them to the party, because at the time I was hosting the party, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. I like meeting new people, and I had known friend B from live streams, but I hadn't actually spoke to him or played with him before. So they're both guys, by the way. So I can't be bothered to remember to keep saying he or she. It's just annoying. But yeah, and that was fine. And then friend A asked me to also add him on Skype and to add him to the call, which I did, and he seemed like a really cool dude, and still is. Before I even get into this, me and friend B are perfectly fine friends. I have zero problems with him at all. Friend B actually plays with me and stuff, and invites me, and I invite him to play. We are fine. But let's get on with it. But yeah, that was fine. Everything was fine between all three of us. And then, after a couple of weeks, at the end of January and at the beginning of February, I started realising that friend A was acting a bit differently with me. And by that I mean, when we were in calls that involved friend B, I was left out. Friend A kind of has this conversation card thing that he does, in which he will start a topic so there's something always being spoken about, so there's no awkward silences and things. And even though I was in the call with them, friend A would be like, so friend B, what do you think about this thing or that thing, and would just completely not even mention me. And they would be having a conversation, and then obviously I'm playing with them in Mega Balls or something, and I would say something because someone was attacking me or something, and then friend A would go, "Oh, Mike, you're still here. I didn't realise you were here." How can you just say that you forgot I was in the call with you when you invited me to play and added me to the call? How do you just forget I'm there? Other than the fact you were too busy talking to friend B and completely excluding me. And it kept on happening, so I was just getting more and more agitated by it. I kept it to myself for at least a month. I said, that it was at the end of January, beginning of February, and I didn't mention it to him until it was either the end of February or the middle-ish of March or something like that. I don't know. Wait, is that right? Is it January, February, March? I don't think it is. Hold on. I don't know it is March. Yeah, I was right. So it's around there that I finally said, okay, friend A, I kind of need to speak to you about something. And it may take you by surprise or something. But yeah, I spoke to him and I said, basically, have I done something wrong that's made you act and treat me like this? Because along with forgetting I was in the call, even though he invited me for first sometimes, he would add me to the call and then add the other friend B to the call. He would forget to even add me to the party, and then I would have to be told what game they joined in order to get in, and I would end up on the other team. And the thing with friend A is, if that was friend B that ended up on the same team, on a different team, he would have gone to the lobby immediately, because he did it several times. And even, say if we were playing a game of Mega Balls and friend B would join, he would ask everyone if it was okay to leave the game, even though we were halfway. But with me, I would have to wait until they were finished. And then after a while, I noticed that they weren't even inviting me anymore. At one point in January/February, there was it was either 1 or 2 weeks worth I would log on to Hypixel and they were already playing, even if I was online and speaking to them on Twitter just beforehand. They just wouldn't invite me. And that's when I finally spoke to him. Like, you're no longer inviting me. If I do get invited, you act like I'm not even there. And I said it like really calmly at first, when I first spoke to him about it. That, you know, one day you're inviting me every single night to play, and then the next, this new guy is in the picture, and I've been pushed to the side. And he apologised for it, and said he didn't realise he was doing that, and he said that he would invite me more and stuff, in which he did. But then that lasted maybe a week, and then it just went back to how it was again, and I started getting more and more like paranoid and depressed about it, how friend B would always get the invite. Like, I work in real life, and they have school, but every time I would come home from work, the first thing I would see on Twitter was friend A sending a tweet to friend B to join Hypixel. And I never received them tweets, ever. I received it once, and my name was the last one to get tagged. So, because of my depression, I see that as, oh, I best tag Mike because he's been getting upset with the fact that I no longer invite him, and I can't be bothered with him getting upset with me. That was how I see that. The fact that he tagged friend B before me. And it's just been like that constantly. And when he was trying to invite me more, we would play. At one point, friend A started playing Team Fortress 2 more, and he started inviting me to that instead of Mega Walls. And sometimes we would play for 30 minutes, others we would play for like 4 hours. But even with that, he would also play with friend B later on, and I would always find out that he had played with friend B twice the amount he played with me. Like, I remember this one day, friend A had promised me that he would play with me when I got home, and he knew I was online because he favorited a tweet of mine that I said I was home, but he never like sent me a message to say, now you're home, do you want to play? Instead, he waited until I sent a tweet that I was going to bed, because I was too tired to wait, because at that point it was just after midnight my time, and I had been done waiting for him to send me a message. Even though I could have sent him a message, he knew I was home, he promised that we could play. And then when I woke up the next day, obviously I see that he had invited me, but I had gone to bed, and I'd see that he was still online, and of course playing with friend B. And they had been playing literally 30 minutes after I'd gone to bed, and were still playing. Now, I don't know if they took a break in between but I doubt they did, since they played 3 different games. They played Counter-Strike, Team Fortress 2, Garry's Mod, and they probably played Hypixel 2. And since they normally play hours in each game, they probably did play for just over 5 hours together. And he never did that with me. And obviously now will never do that with me, since he decided he doesn't want to be friends anymore. But all of that stuff and more has just been happening constantly since January up until 9 days ago, when he finally said that he doesn't want to be my friend. And from January up to this point, we have several times ended our friendship and then tried again. We've had breaks. At one point he didn't invite me to play for an entire month. He thought it was weird that I would even count the days, but when you've had to be put up with not being invited for so long, and have to constantly see in the bottom corner of your screen, friend A has started playing this game, friend B has started playing the same game at the same time, knowing that they're playing together constantly, almost every single day, hurts. Like, how? And of course, I just wanted to count to see how long it would take for friend A to even give a single fuck about me. And that's why I counted. And obviously he never did, until I sent him a message asking, is this how it's going to be now? And he was confused by the question, and I explained that you haven't invited me to play for a month, but you're constantly playing with him. And as most of you know, I suffer from depression and paranoia and anxiety, and yes, that played a big part of everything. Obviously, any problems I have get amplified because of it. And I tried explaining to him, friend A that is, so many times that I don't want him or need him to help with my depression. All I wanted him to do was treat me equally and basically treat me equally and give me the same amount of time that he gave friend B. Like, if you're gonna play with friend B and me in the same day, I know that it's stupid and silly, but if you're playing with friend B for, say, you played 3 hours with him, I also want that 3 hours of time. Because normally I wouldn't care. Like, I don't care when other friends play with me for like an hour, but then play with other friends for 5, because there's other days where they play with that friend for an hour and then they play with me for 5. But with friend A and friend B, they were playing almost every day for up to 4 hours, while I most times would only get 30 minutes in Team Fortress 2. And that's what was hurting me the most, is that it come across, and still comes across, that he favoritizes and prefers being friends with friend B. And that's what was causing the most of the issues, and was making my depression worse. And then, like I said, we tried several times to play again and to sort our friendship out. And on the 20th of this month, I'm probably going to upload this as soon as I've done recording it. He invited me to play with him and another friend that wasn't friend B, and we had a blast. We had loads of fun. But of course, I timed it again, because I knew as soon as I went to bed, he would invite friend B to play with him. But let's say this other friend is friend C. But he invited me to play with him and friend C, and we played for just under 2 hours. And he said that he had to go because he needed to get ready for school the next day. He had to upload and render videos and things like that. And to me, that said, I'm done playing for today because I've got a lot to do. But thanks for playing. But of course, when I woke up the next morning, what do I wake up to but him playing with friend B? So naturally, I sent him a message asking, because at first we're not friends on Hypixel and haven't been for a while, and when I logged in I see friend B was playing Megaballs. So I sent friend A a message asking if he was playing with him, and he said yes. So I asked how long they had been playing with. How long they had been playing with. That doesn't make sense. How long they had been playing. And friend A said to me that they had been playing a total of 12 hours that day. And of course, because of my depression and after everything that has happened since January, I just lost it. And I spoke to friend B about it for the first time, because friend B, I didn't think had any clue that this had been going on. Because like I said, me and friend B are perfectly fine. I think he's an incredible guy, and you'll find out why in a second. But friend B said to me, that is a lie. We have not been playing for 12 hours, and he sent me a screenshot immediately, and they had been playing for just under 4 hours. So friend A lied to me. He said that, and I brought that up to him, and he said that it was a joke. And I was like, why would you make that joke after everything we have been through, knowing about my depression and everything? Why would you tell me that you had been playing for 12 hours if it's only been for 4, which is still double the time he gave me, if it wasn't true? And friend A said to me, because I obviously lost my temper at him, he said, I know I'm a bad friend, so just unfriend me. And from that I asked him a question. No. Wait, I did unfriend him, but then I added him back, like a little bit after that moment. And then I asked him a question, and I said, do you still want to be my friend? And he wouldn't respond at first. And the thing is, at the time I was still able to see his Twitter, because I did block him. And he, instead of responding to me, he sent a screenshot to friend B, because they had both bought GTA 5, And I said, instead of fucking making a screenshot to reply to friend B, how about you actually respond to me? Because I was getting fed up at that point. All I wanted to know is if he wanted to be my friend still or not. And he was too busy talking to friend B to give a single fuck about me. And then he finally replied and said, after everything that's happened, how could you even think that we could be friends? And he sent a couple of messages that I sent at him where I cussed him out, which I know was wrong, but I was hurt and angry at him because he has constantly made me feel like second place to friend B. And he said, no, I do not wish to be your friend anymore. And I was so hurt and angry by that. The only thing I could manage was saying K, full stop, and then removing him again as a friend, and then blocking him. And then he blocked me on Twitter. I don't know if it was during or a little bit after that moment. And we haven't spoken since. And he did make a video on it, which I won't link because even though it's really obvious who it is, there's just no point. And we haven't spoken since then. And I did send him a message today because someone told me that he had made like tweets about depression and stuff, and one of the tweets today, he sent friend B a tweet, and friend B hadn't tweeted anything for 10 hours. So friend B didn't pop up on friend A's Twitter feed at all. He just went out of his way to send a tweet to friend B because he obviously misses him or something. But the thing is, when I was still friends with friend A, he never did that. He never bothered to message me first. Never. It was always me that had to go to him to get any kind of conversation started. And it seriously hurts that after everything that I did, after all the support I gave him, to this day, friend A still values friend B's friendship more than mine. Like, I don't even want friend A to value my friendship more than friend B's. Because I know a lot of people are different, but for me, I treat all my friends equally, or at least I try to. I would never favouritize, I would never invite a friend over another friend. If I know all my friends are online, and I knew that certain ones were available to play, I would invite all of them. I don't care if they're bad at the game. I don't care if you get 50 deaths, 0 kills and only 1 assist playing Warlords. I don't care if you get 100 kills in Warlords, whatever it may be. I would still invite you because I value our friendship equally. Because that is what friendship is. You love each other and you treat each other equally because you are my friends. I wouldn't favouritize you because it's just wrong to do so. But that's what he did every day since January with friend B. And like he said in his video, he probably made me hate him. And he is right. At this point, I do hate him. I hate how many times he hurt me by inviting friend B and only friend B and completely excluding me. And you can even go through Friend A's videos if you've figured out who it is, and look at all of his Mega Walls videos, how one day I was always in them, and then the next it was just him. And that was it. There is even a video, a Mega Walls video on his channel, where I'm online because there's other friends in the video that mentioned they were talking to me, and they made a joke in the video in which one of the friends sent me a message about it, and then that friend mentioned that I had replied, and friend A had said, "Why are you messaging me in the middle of a recording?" And then he said, "I should have invited him, to be honest." And I messaged friend A about it. I said, "If you said this, what stopped you? Because I obviously didn't stop you from inviting me. So why is it you only invited friend B?" But the thing is, I already know the answer to that. It is because friend A favoritizes friend B and values friend B's friendship more than friend A values mine. And like I said earlier, with friend B, we are perfectly fine together. I would say we are pretty good friends. And the reason I said that he was such an incredible person earlier was because obviously I spoke to him on the 20th about it and said everything that had happened. Obviously not everything, which he will get from this video if he watches it. And I had been writing Twitter and Skype statuses about it constantly. And friend B said to me when I spoke to him about it, I already know, not because friend A had told him or I had told him, but because he had picked up on it. And there's something he said to me that I was actually kind of surprised by. He said to me, "That's why I've been inviting you more." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And friend B told me, "I realised that friend A wasn't inviting you anymore, so I took it upon myself to invite you more, because I felt bad that friend A didn't want you around anymore. Because I wanted you around." Yeah. Friend B wanted me around, but friend A didn't. And because I had a serious breakdown and called out friend A by name on Twitter, a bunch of people messaged me. And a different friend told me that friend B had told them this exact line, because they copied and pasted it, and it shows who sent the message and everything in Skype. And they said, "I wish friend A would invite Paramore Mike more." Yeah. Friend B, the one that friend A favoritizes and invites more than anyone, actually said they wished friend A would invite me more. And that was the moment I finally realised that, yes, my depression, paranoia and anxiety played a huge part in all the issues, but it was in that moment that I knew it wasn't just in my head. That even friend B picked up on the fact that friend A was only inviting him and was completely excluding me. And in friend A's video, he said it's probably for the best that he ended the friendship. And I agree now. At first, I was extremely depressed about it. I have cried every single night since. I barely sleep. I barely eat. Like today, I cooked for the first time in weeks, and unfortunately, I fell down the stairs as I was walking up them. My food went all over me, burning my arm, and I had just a huge mental breakdown. And I threw the plate, and it smashed everywhere. And as soon as I ran to my room and closed the door, I just collapsed and broke down. Because it's killing me, the fact that even now, he just carries on like nothing happened, like my friendship meant nothing to him, like I didn't even exist. And he just carries on playing with friend B and everyone else like I meant nothing. And people want us to talk it out, even though we've been talking non-stop since January to fix our friendship. But now that I've had time to think about it, I really, honestly don't want to be friends with him anymore. Because he doesn't treat me like a friend. Because he's too busy treating friend B like a friend. And that's just it. And like friend A said in the video, that people went to him to call me names. Feel free. Feel free to hate on me. Feel free to call me names. Feel free to dislike this video. Feel free to unsubscribe. Feel free to unfriend me. Feel free to block me. Do whatever you want. Because the people that will support me through this, and have been, they are my friends. And they are the people that matter to me. They're the people I care about, and they are the people that I love. Because they have stayed, and they have constantly been inviting me to play, to distract me, and to make me laugh and smile. They are the people that matter to me now. And people like friend A don't. And I don't care anymore who I upset by saying that. Because they don't matter. But the people that do support me and care about me, they are the people that matter. And they are the people that I will now focus on. And that's it. That is my side, my opinions on how I have felt. Bye.